and I can't deny the fact that you like me. Right now, you like
And award of the week, speaking of like Euphoria, a couple of weeks ago I was kind of downtrodden because Insecure and Curb ended. So it was 1 week on HBO. I didn't have anything to watch, and then Euphoria came back. I wanted to give award of the week last week, but obviously we were very busy during the holiday season, so I didn't really get to give it out. So this might seem a little dated, but I would like to give award of the week to Insecure, the TV series, for having a series finale. Because it's very rare that a show, especially a black show, gets to basically tell their story and end on their own terms. I remember like in our first scary movie when Ray, who was Sean Wayne's character, he was doing like the stabbing, and he was like, Wayne's brothers didn't even get a season finale. And I was like, and it's funny because the final episode of Wayne's Brothers was like this clip show where Sean, Marlon, and Pops, RIP John Witherspoon, they're in a therapy session, so they kind of show clips from throughout the show, but they never really got like a last like final episode. And a lot of like black shows don't really get a final episode, but Insecure was a show. It got started by Issa Rae, and who starred in it. And shout out to Issa Rae, Yvonne Orji, Jay Ellis, Amanda Seals, a lot of the cast that are on the show that I don't know their name off the top of my head. And of course, my favorite, who's somebody, if I ever blow up, I definitely want to work with because she is tremendously talented. Natasha Rowell, who's just awesome comedically playing Kelly on the show, but she's also a producer and writer. And it was interesting. There was a story like a couple months ago where it talked about how she was rejected as a writer on SNL.
Hmm.
And after seeing like her work on Insecure, I'm like, and seeing how kind of like the quality of SNL has been over the years, you could, with that type of talent being turned down, you could see why their quality isn't that great. But just to wrap it up, like black shows, they rarely, if ever, get like a series finale. And there's certain things about it I really like. I didn't really care. It didn't end. Some things didn't end the way I wanted it to, but I accept it because Insecure was like a very distinct reflection of real life and just the ups and downs of people. And it was like one of those shows. Like I remember, like I used to see people talking about it much in the same way I used to watch, see people talking about Game of Thrones. And then eventually when I got HBO, I was able to go through Game of Thrones and appreciate it and not like the final season as much as anybody else. But Insecure was one of the shows, and seeing like clips from it, I was like, oh, it's gonna be one of these like men are trash type of shows. But the show definitely did a excellent job of just character development, and character development isn't just like horizontal. It's like any type of like those graph charts, they go up and down. So they've had seasons where somebody you like did things you didn't like and you started rooting against them, and then they had certain seasons where people you initially didn't like you start to like because they were the person being wronged. And for all the seasons I've been on, it did such an excellent job in doing that. It did a great job in tying up the show, having callbacks. So award of the week is going to Insecure for having a able to have a final episode and end things off as I can't just say Issa, but as in a way that they wanted. And shout out to Prentice Penny, who's the showrunner on there and has directed episodes. And of course, shout out Issa Rae for making this great show.
Off the top of my head, Two shows that I loved. Martin didn't really get a finale because like there was a contract dispute and he wasn't on the final episode. I don't think it was just like they ended it. And of course, the biggest one, like 2 seasons only, Dave Chappelle. Like he didn't really have he wasn't able to bow out. Like with they
Mhm.
kept going. It was kind of like disrespectful a little bit.